Welcome to my channel, Life Living Abroad. I'm an American who got sick of living in the US and decided to live my life abroad. Just a quick backstory on my life. I used to be one of those people that used to be big into designer, and I lived in a high-rise, and I acquired my dream car. I got my Tesla, and I thought that was life was all about. I was living in the big city, in Midtown Atlanta, luxurious, flashy, nice. And one day in the middle of the night at 3 a.m., I looked in the mirror and I realized that I acquired everything I dreamt about. And I still noticed that I felt like I had a sense of emptiness, like something was missing from my life. So after having this realization with myself, I decided I wanted to start traveling the world because that had always been my dream. What was stopping me at that moment was the fact that every time I wanted to travel to these different countries, nobody wanted to come with me, or people wanted to come with me, but they couldn't afford it, or their job just wasn't feasible to allow them to. Because I was doing social media at that time for a few years and I was fully an entrepreneur, I realized that if I kept waiting on somebody to come with me, I would never be able to accomplish my dreams of going to different countries and experiencing new life and experiencing other cultures. So what did I do? I booked my very first big girl solo trip to Thailand. On this same trip, I ended up stopping in Bali. And on this trip, I fell in love with Southeast Asia, and I spent some time in Bali, and something about Bali was truly pulling me. So I came back to the US for a month, and during that time, I had just moved into a new apartment, and I was like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the US. I'm tired of everything being so expensive. I realized at that moment I was traveling a lot to the point where I was never home. So I said, you know what? I'm putting all my stuff in storage and I'm going to move across the world. And I did. I moved to Bali, Indonesia. I lived there for about 5 months. Towards the end of me living in Bali, I had a trip planned to Jamaica with my dad for a month. When I came, I felt like I had such a disconnection with my roots of Jamaica. Like, I truly felt like a foreigner. I really felt like I didn't know anything about my culture. This really was the moment in my life where I realized that it was time for me to make a big step and get outside of my comfort zone. I ended up moving to Jamaica. In September will be my 2 years anniversary living in Jamaica. Will I say it was easy? Heck no. Has it been truly beneficial? Yes. I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about the culture of Jamaica. I've learned so much about my family history. It goes to show you that if you allow your life to be stagnant, it will be that. It's not until you take that leap of courage and motivate yourself to step outside your comfort zone that you're going to start to see dramatic change in your life. This was the best thing I could have done for myself. And now I'm happily married. I have a baby boy. Truly, like, just so magical how dramatic my life has changed in this 2 years. When I look back at myself, I really don't even recognize the old me, the materialistic me, the girl who thought being a city girl was hot and fresh and cool. And when I look back at it, I was missing something. I was missing a piece of myself. And that piece of myself, I'm slowly coming to learn who she is. It's taking these uncomfortable moments to see that all this time, I was trapped in this bubble. I was trapped in a comfort zone, and it just feels so good to finally break out of that. And people always ask me, like, do I see myself being back in the US? I feel like I don't mind visiting. I don't mind being there for a short while, but I don't even see myself staying in Jamaica for the rest of my life. Jamaica will always be home. I do want to build here and have a home here. However, I feel like my home is all around the world. I feel like this is just the start of me truly getting to see the world like I've always wanted to see it. It's just such a magical era of my life. And I'm so happy now that I have my husband, I have my baby. Now I have like a little team that's gonna join me along the journey, and they're gonna be able to see the world with me, and you guys will join us for the ride. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I want to start documenting my life more, especially at this point where like this is truly a new era of me. And I want to be able to look back on these videos in the future and just see how much I've grown since then. Shout out to future me. I'm ready to see who I'm going to become. This is going to be such an exciting journey, and I'm ready to have you guys join me for the ride. So welcome to my channel. Make sure you stay tuned. Bye.